It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, the Wayne County schools are back open today after being closed yesterday due to the threat of severe weather. Special assembly with State School Superintendent Richard Woods will be rescheduled at a later date. Congressman Buddy Carter was also scheduled to be at that assembly yesterday, but again, that had to be canceled, and the school administration says that assembly will have to be rescheduled. School board meeting for Tuesday night was also canceled, but that will be rescheduled. It has not been rescheduled at this time. Other news, Jesup City Council wasted no time in making a change of city manager at their first meeting of the year, which took place last Thursday. The vote was 4-3, with the 3 new commissioners voting to remove the city manager, with the 3 returning commissioners voting no. So Mayor Ralph Hickox cast a decisive vote and voted to remove her from the position of city manager. They state she'll be reassigned to another position with the city, but as of today, she has not been reassigned. That will take place at a later date. After removing Rose Marcus with a 4-3 vote, the council voted 5-1 to appoint Jesup Police Captain Nick Ellis as their interim city manager. Councilman Mike Deal, the only commissioner to vote no, saying, quote, "I love him, but I don't think he's ready," end quote. On Monday, WIFO had a chance to sit down and talk with the new interim city manager, Nick Ellis, asking if he's interested in the full-time position.
City Manager Nick Ellis from the Jesup Police Department. Just going to ask you, obviously they talked to you before they made that decision, but were you surprised at all that they approached you on that?
I was very surprised. Up until the meeting, I had not been notified about any of that. I was actually sitting around the briefing table with my guys eating dinner and heard the news from Facebook Live. And so as I shared with the mayor, it was very surprising, but it was also humbling to know that the commissioners have given me this opportunity.
Well, it is an opportunity. Like I said, they state there's going to be a process where they open up and take interviews, I'm sure, but take applications, I meant. But are you interested in the full-time position?
Yes, sir, I am. And I certainly understand processes. I respect processes. And at that time that they open it up, I will submit my name as an applicant for the process.
It was stated at the meeting that the former city manager still has a position with the city. Do you have any idea what her position is?
At this current time, that information was, held in executive session. I haven't been privileged to any of that, and so I will wait until the next opportunity to meet with the commission in an executive session to determine, how do we move forward and what is the expectation from this point.
You have a high position at Jesup Police Department. You've been with the police department for quite some time. So
yes, sir.
The question from a lot of people is who takes your place with the police department?
Chief Hamilton and Major Reddish will, begin going through personnel to see who can, disseminate some of my duties. But right now, I'm the interim city manager, and so if I'm not selected as the permanent city manager, then I go back to my previous position. So I was over Special Operations and the Uniform Patrol Division, which are 2 separate divisions. Chief Hamilton previously served as the captain over Special Operations, and once he took over, him and Major Reddish sat down and decided that we were going to, I would absorb the Special Operations side, which oversees our detectives and our drug unit. And we've been running like that for the last 6 months, and so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens next, but I do have faith and confidence in those men to continue to move that department forward. And I'm here. I'm up the road, but I'm here to help and support as much as I can from this position as interim city manager.
Well, you're no stranger to being a city employee. You've been on the city police department, I said, many years. You served under several city managers. So what's your thoughts on what makes a good city manager?
A good city manager, in my thoughts, are one who understands the services that we have to provide for their citizens and making sure that those services are done in an excellent way. All organizations are going to have personnel problems. All organizations are going to deal with budgets, but understanding what you have to work with and understand the needs of this city, from the public works to the public safety to, taxes and working along in conjunction with the county and working with city of Scriven and Odom, really coming together and understanding what are the needs of the city, who are the people we're serving, and keeping the people that we're serving as top priority.
Well, the good news, I've lived in the city quite some time. They've always had good employees, and they show up, they do a hard day's work, so you have to be happy about that. Plus, you have a good office staff here.
Yes, these ladies do a phenomenal job. I've got to work with them on several different things as I, bring invoices up, get requests for POs and different things. They've always been helpful. As a citizen who comes in and pay a water bill, they've always, been helpful about that. The city employees, as a whole, I've got to see a lot of these guys at different functions when we set up for parades, when we have water mains bus, the guys at the treatment plant, guys at the fire department, and of course, coming up to the ranks of the police department, I've gotten to see a lot of good things, and we have a lot of good people who work for the city of Jesup. I've always enjoyed, my opportunity to serve at the city of Jesup. When I came here at 21 years old, it has been everything that I've wanted to serve in this community, and this opportunity really has, really taken the cap of it all. So again, I'm here for the city of Jesup, here to serve at whatever capacity they need me to serve. And when I was instructed to come over here, I came over here. I have a passion for what goes on at the police department. That's where I've spent most of my career. But I understand that the need right now is for me to be here, and that's where I'm going to be.
Okay, I wish you the best of luck and good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Bob.
And once again, those comments of interim city manager Nick Ellis with City of Jesup. City of Jesup Mayor Ralph Hickok says the city once again will conduct a search for a full-time city manager, but no timetable is given on when that search begins or how long they expect it to take to name a full-time city manager. We'll continue to follow that story as it develops. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, the county commissioners met Monday for the first time in the new year. The first item of business was to select a chairman and vice chairman for the year 2024. Mike Gordon was selected as the chairman, and Kevin McCurry, who served as chairman for the past 2 years, was selected to serve as vice chairman. The board selected Derek Williams as their third appointment to the Heart of Georgia Altamont Regional Commission, replacing Dawson Trapnell. They voted to change the September board meeting date to Monday, September 9th, to not conflict with the Labor Day holiday in September. They approved a resolution to apply for a 2024 Community Development Block Grant. They state the grant is now $1 million, and they stated Monday night they feel they have a good chance to acquire that $1 million grant. They accepted bids for real estate. The county has several pieces of land that they sell, and they felt it was best to hire a real estate company to handle those pieces of property. They voted Monday night to use Parker Realty. Board appointed both Kevin McCurry and Mike Gordon as their two representatives to discuss City of Jesup County contracts. Motion made by Commissioner Thomas and seconded by Commissioner Tim Hopkins. Voted on unanimously, but before that motion, Commissioner Jamie Hickok stated that she wanted to be put on that committee, stating that she represents a district made up of City Jesup residents, and she felt strongly that she should be selected to serve on that committee. Commissioners told her to go ahead and make a motion to that effect, which she did, but again, the motion died for lack of a second. James Thomas says that both Kevin McCurry and Mike Gordon did a good job of negotiating the SPLOST 5 referendum. There was no reason to change. Tim Hopkins agreed, and once again, both Mike Gordon and Kevin McCurry were selected to serve as the two county representatives to work with the City of Jesup on contract agreements. Commissioners approved their health insurance renewal. They also appointed PA Laurel West on the Board of Health, replacing Dr. Eddie Thomas, who requested that he no longer serve on that board. Under items with Administrator Paul Drawdy announced that the new early voting building should be completed very soon. It also reported that he and others are setting up meetings with civic organizations and other groups to push the upcoming vote on SPLOST 5, which takes place in March. The date of that vote is Tuesday, March the 12th. It's the same date as the Georgia presidential primary. Early voting for both will begin on Monday, February 19th, and run through Friday, March the 8th. If you're not registered to vote, the last day to register to vote in the presidential primary and for the SPLOST 5 referendum is Monday, February the 12th. If you have any questions about registering to vote, they ask you to call the registrar's office at 912-427-5950. Also, at Monday's meeting under items with commissioners, Jamie Hickok says the county's upcoming proposed budget is $29,400. She says it's very difficult to read and go through. She suggested that the county search for professional help to come in and look over the budget and assist the commissioners. Commissioner James Thomas says the county has the ACCG at their disposal for that assistance. Kevin McCurry says he agreed with Hickok that looking over a budget as large as the county's is a difficult process. They pointed out that the commissioners and the administrator, Paul Drawdy, went over last year's budget line by line and cut out $1.2 million and were able to give the county employees a raise in the process. Hickok says the budget should be priority number one as the council is looking after its 30,000 plus residents. Again, that under items with commissioners, and let's look at your Monday's county commissioners meeting. We'll come back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor of the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes in the news. This coming Monday, the nation celebrates the birthday of the late Dr. Martin Luther King, and here in Jesup in Wayne County, several events are planned, including a parade in downtown Jesup this Saturday beginning at 11 a.m. Festival is set for that day from 1 to 5:30 at Unique Church of God. On Sunday, the MLK Unity Service will take place at the Resurrection Baptist Church at 4 p.m. This Friday at Craig Williams from 7 to 12 midnight, a social for persons 21 years of age and up. And on Monday at Bennett Union Baptist Church at 10 a.m., they'll have the NAACP Youth and Community Breakfast. Once again, all these activities planned for the weekend. Everyone's invited. Once again, the parade this Saturday in downtown Jesup at 11 a.m. 2024 legislative sessions underway in Atlanta. And a reminder, we'll be taking up our local delegation during the session. So we talked with State Representative Stephen Meeks on Mondays, State Senator Blake Tillery on Tuesdays, and State Representative Buddy DeLoach on Wednesdays on the Butch and Bob Show. All three attended the annual Chamber of Commerce Eggs and Issues breakfast. All three stated the big issue, as always, is the state budget, as they have to get that passed. Once again, we'll be talking with our local representatives during this session, and we begin this coming Monday with State Representative Stephen Meeks. That's going to do it for latest in the local news. Sports coming your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan saying a great day.